Hello everybody, Crystal here at the Fibromyalgia Pain Chronicles and Veteran Voices for Fibromyalgia. And I'm doing this video because September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month and Chronic Pain Awareness Month as well. And a lot of people may not realize some of the intersectionality between suicide risk and chronic pain. So I'm going to share some information for you here. For example, chronic pain, when you pull lists of the risk factors of suicide, chronic pain and chronic illness is always in the top 10 on those lists of risk of suicide, along with mental health and financial stressors, grief, and some other risk factors in there as well. One of the things that's interesting is veterans with PTSD are 2 times more likely to die by suicide compared to the general population. In 2016, the Department of Defense did a research and review of military service members and veterans living in chronic pain, and they found those individuals were actually 4 times more likely to die by suicide compared to the general population. Now imagine a military service member or veteran living with both PTSD and chronic pain, and the potential existential crisis that person will experience and risk of suicide. The other thing is I live with fibromyalgia, which is well known for causing chronic pain. And in 2021, a systemic review of research and medical literature, and this can be found on PubMed Central through the National Institutes of Health. This review and systems review and research of medical literature found that individuals with fibromyalgia were at 8 times more likely to die by suicide compared to the general population. Many factors that were cited were not having access to appropriate and timely health care, not receiving appropriate treatments to manage their symptoms, not being able to find medical providers that understand their condition, along with the financial stressors of living with fibromyalgia. There's a lot of pocket out of costs living with a chronic illness or chronic pain, especially fibromyalgia. So when we're going to look at risk factors of suicide, we need to be cognizant and aware of all the factors and recognize that many people are contending with several factors that increase the risk of suicide. We also need to stop asking people or saying that people need to understand those at risk of suicide are living in chronic pain, because unless if they've lived through that situation, they can't understand. Instead, we need to promote awareness and educate the general public and ask them to be more supportive and empathetic to those living with chronic pain and those at risk of suicide. With that said, if you're in need of support, resources, or information, you can visit my website, veteranvoicesforfibromyalgia.com, and click on the tab that says resources, and there's a list of free resources in person, telephone, and virtual for mental health, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and other things that are stressors for individuals contending with chronic illness, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, mental health. Also note that if you are not a veteran or military personnel, there's still resources there for you as well. So until next time, make your self-care your number 1 priority. Love yourselves and love each other.